I'm about to do a reaction video to Wrestling in Color podcast. This is about when the WWE Superstars has been released. And if you guys want to subscribe to our channel, here's a screenshot right here. We're not going to waste no time. We're going to go ahead and get started. So let's get to this video.
All right, I think WWE is done with this first round of cuts, so we can go ahead and have the conversation. Shout out to the subby. Isn't it amazing, Tribe? Yes, he wanted me to speak on this, and I will. I'm going to. Let's go through it. How about that? Let's flesh it out and see what's going on. Um, Before I do, I just want to say for the person that's going to be in the comments telling me I'm celebrating people being fired and indulgent in their sorrow, I would like to say, please shut the fuck up. And number two, no, I'm not. Because the last time I checked, you all said that this is a business and it's the value and why these people getting paid if they ain't doing nothing. And that's all I'm going by. I wish each and every one of these people the best. And all of them are well paid. They're not broke. And they will land on their feet. So chill. If anything, you should be upset with Paul Levesque. Okay? Let's start from the bottom of this list. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. Really? Are we everybody's really scratching their heads? Those were AJ Styles boys. They had no business being rehired back. They were over there in TNA mixing it up. They came back and they got a nice little cushy check. None of them were on TV. They stuck out like a sore thumb at NXT. NXT is literally high school. The main roster is college. You got these two super seniors walking around, a bunch of regular sized high schoolers. They look fucking crazy. That's why they're gone. Will they land on their feet? Yeah. Yeah. Now, Carl Anderson probably needs to stop fucking his hot Asian wife, that bullshit he always says, and save some of his money until he can get a decent contract somewhere else. Should they go to AEW? No. I actually think the Good Brothers should sit the fuck down.
Well, I would disagree. I was hoping they would come back so that way they could join with AJ Styles and Finn Balor and then possibly add Liv Morgan so that way we can have the Bullet Club after the Judgment Day disband. But, of course, Triple H don't think about that. So, obviously, now they're gone and it's sad because one of them have an injury and it's just crazy because all they had to do was just wait until we formed the Bullet Club, and then that way we would have had a new friction, right? We would have had Liv Morgan, we would have had AJ and Finn joining together, and then we would have had the OC. And now the only thing we had to figure out was Michi. But other than that, I mean, we had a plan right there. It's just taking too long with the Judgment Day because they want to continue promoting Liv and Dom when they already been their movement is already dying slowly, you know what I'm saying? So, because of the ego. So, I don't know why they would even let him go so quick because it's just like we had a plan right there, you know what I'm saying? So, I disagree with her on that. We had a plan. It's just, unfortunately, Triple H just didn't have the same idea that I had when the idea should have been the Bullet Club, you know? And just had Liv Morgan added to it, you know? But I guess we'll just be stuck with Finn, AJ, and Liv. But I don't know. We'll see. But I feel bad for Luke and Carl because, you know, it would have been great to have them team up with AJ again. But this time have Finn Balor and Liv included, you know? That would have been a great plan. If you ask me. But we had a great plan. We really did.
Giovanni Vinci. I don't know why this man couldn't get booked because I'm going to book him right fucking now. First of all, I would not have taken him away from sleek ass gazelle Ludwig Kaiser. You got two snobby European men. Put them motherfuckers in some Nike Techs, some shades, okay? in the back of a Ferrari or some other Porsche or some other high-end European car. Let the motherfuckers pull into the arena, go into the damn ring, do work, and come out. Do you know how fucking cool that would look? Y'all bought Giovanni Vinci out. He had on a jogger suit, came out, got fucked all the way up. I didn't understand what was happening. I don't know why they removed him from Imperium. It just, none of the shit made sense. Giovanni Vinci is a good-looking white guy. He had the look of a snobby European. It would have been perfect if you'd have booked him the way I booked him just now. I don't understand. He had a lot of upside. And the guy can wrestle his ass off. He can wrestle his ass off. That is something to be studied. The way Giovanni Vinci got fucked over so fucking bad. Bizarre world.
Man, look, I don't know anything about this guy. I really don't remember him at all. I have to go back and watch his videos to figure out what she's talking about. But I mean, him getting released, I honestly don't care because I don't remember him. So honestly, they keep talking about him on the internet, but I'll be like, who is this guy again? But the only thing I remember of him is that he lost his first match on his first promo. So that was the only thing that I remember him by. Ever since he lost, I haven't seen him no more. So he kind of just vanished and disappeared and kind of erased out of our minds. But people on the internet, the IWC, keep reminding us about him, and I don't know shit about him. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, I wish him nothing but the best, to be honest.
Isla Dawn. She was put into unholy union with Alba Fire. Why? I don't know. Didn't do nothing with him. I actually liked it. They had a little gimmick going. They was in NXT mixing it up. I didn't understand why they got called up to just get fucked over like this, okay? When you go to NXT UK, them two ladies was over there doing work. Singles. But for some reason, when they come over here to stateside, don't nobody know what to do with them. Then we got that terrible situation when we went to Scotland and you rolled them out, gave them the tag team titles, fucked that whole trajectory up, only for them to lose the tag team titles again a couple weeks later. Complete bust. The girls got plenty of upside. You could have let them go back to NXT. Take those tag titles and put them in NXT. Leave them in NXT. What is the problem? NXT has tag teams. The main roster don't. Why is this so difficult for Paul Levesque?
I mean, she's right. I mean, I don't understand it either because honestly, she had a good thing going with Alba, so I don't understand why they would even go that route. I mean, all they had to do was just, my vision with them was they were gonna have, they were gonna team up with Becky Lynch and Lyra and Piper, and they can hopefully, Bella Davenport, and they can form the Celtic Invasion to where they can all work together to take down the women's division. With Becky's leadership, these women would have been dominated. Imagine the unholy union as tag team champions, Lyra as Intercontinental Champion, Piper as United States Champion, and Balor, go back to NXT and maybe be North American Champion. And they would, all of them will have gold to the point where no one can mess with them. You feel me? That would have been dope, and that would have been a great friction. I mean, the OG having the young G's literally going up and turning them into superstars. It would have been a new evolution. You know what I'm saying? All of them. It'd just be 6 women. But that would have been awesome for the women's division to see those 6 rise up to the top, especially in their hometowns, and then bringing it to America. That would have been great. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought we was going to get. But because Becky Lynch haven't been back, it's probably one of the reasons why they kind of just say, you know what, one of y'all got to go. And unfortunately, it's two of y'all. And that's Belair and Aladon. And sooner or later, it's going to be Alba Fry. Damn.
Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport reminds me of Indy Hartwell. Nothing. Nothing. The girl had a cookie cutter look because goth is in, and we already have one goth girl. Can't have more than one. Botch machine. Not good on the mic. I don't know what y'all saw in Brad Davenport. I actually was about to do a curious case of it, but now I don't have to because she ain't there no more. It don't matter. He said that a lot of people got prospects for her down to the European scene, maybe in Japan, whatever the case may be. I don't really see what the issue was. They were actually going to pair her with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and it was going to be a little triple threat with the big three. Don't know what the fuck happened. Because remember, Blair Davenport was running down Naomi. I don't know why they stopped that. You would have had Unholy Union, Blair Davenport against the big three. That just got scrapped. Because motherfuckers don't have a creative bone in their body. And also, she just ain't got it.
Well, I don't think the golf girl look is the problem. I think the problem is that they don't believe in her. But I'm just like, well, why would you bring her to the main roster if you didn't? That's what I don't understand. They should have just kept her in NXT. But, I mean, I do agree. They should have kept the triple threat going, and then they would have been beefing with Jade and Naomi and Bianca. So I don't understand why they ended that. And I don't even understand why they didn't even keep it going. I didn't even understand why they didn't start, you know? Like, it's just like, come on, bro. That was a great rivalry right there. And the fact that, I mean, they could have been beefing with Damage Control. You know what I'm saying? I mean, imagine if they were still together now. They probably would have been beefing with Liv and Raquel, and then they would have just been face. I mean, I could see those three going after Liv and Raquel. Imagine if, those three trying to take down Raquel. That would have been funny and cool at the same time. I mean, I would love to see that. I mean, shoot. Imagine if they hired CJ Perry and CJ Perry was teaming up with Raquel and Liv Morgan. You would have had 3 versus 3 right there. You know what I'm saying? Even though CJ Perry ain't a wrestler, I mean, it would be cool to see her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see her wrestling Bella Davenport. I could see that. You know what I mean? I can't think of nobody else but that because those two are close. So it is kind of sad, man. And I just wish that. And she got a great. Hey, she right. They don't have a creative bone in their body, but that's because they hire these weak ass writers when they should have just kept this shit organic. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if some of this shit was off script. We would have had great content. That's why I like AEW, because at least in AEW, there's creativity. Even though some people disagree, I'm just saying, like, I like AEW because everyone hardcore. It reminds me of ECW and WCW. They're hardcore. You know what I'm saying? And I think most likely what's going to happen with Alba Dawn and Belair Davenport is that they're probably going to go to TNA. But I don't know. I can't really see Belair Davenport at AEW. I just can't see it. I mean, unless I don't know. I can't see it, to be honest with you. I could see her in TNA, but, and maybe the Ring of Honor, but I would rather for her to go to TNA, but we'll see. I mean, shoot, I want both of them to work together, but just know that Alba Fry is going to get a release as well. And I could see that. They're definitely going to get released. She definitely going to get released. I could see it. So I wouldn't get your hopes up because some people say, she might get a single push, and I don't believe that. I think Hunter going to let her go too. Just because, if you usually would see this all the time. It's just like the Iconics, You got rid of, You got rid of Jessica, and you kept Cassie. And these are their, I'm saying their real names because I don't know their wrestler names. And then next thing you know, Cassie got terminated as well. Now those two are, now those two are released. They're working together. They got their podcast. They're making babies. They're doing autographs. They go to indies. Like, they're doing a lot with each other now that it was when they was in WWE. And it's great because hopefully, we'll see that with Balor Davenport and the Unholy Union. You know what I'm saying? And we're hoping that they'll reunite once Alba Fry gets released as well. That's what I hope. But yeah, man, just wait for the release for her, and then hopefully we'll see those three together. I mean, they don't have to go back out of country. They can stay in America. They just got to go to a different company. That's all. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Sonya Deville. I'm hearing a lot of people are like shocked and floored and just like, oh my God. I don't know why. What did I say in this climate when it comes to, here it goes, the dog whistle, DEI? DEI. Sonya Deville's claim to fame is that she is the first openly gay wrestler. Unfortunately, she had to switch things up and not wear her very colorful ring gear to symbolize her homosexuality. Okay. Then she had that big issue with the stalker that has absolutely nothing to do with why she was released, but she got put out. She was injured. She had to take care of that court case and stuff like that. Cool. She came back. This is where everything got fucked up. You started the stud line, the Pure Fusion Collective, Shoot Your Shot, Dead on Arrival. You started a fucking stable that don't nobody want to wrestle. No one wanted to wrestle the Pure Fusion Collection, not because they weren't good. It's just because you weren't going to get elevated. If you're in the ring with the Pure Fusion Collection, you're pretty much basically, your stock is in the toilet. There's no reason for us to even take you seriously. And that has been shown time and time and time again. All three of them at the Royal Rumble were put the fuck out. So everybody's wondering what's going to happen to Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's 41. No, I think she's older than that, 42. Shayna Baszler is on a very, very thin string. Zoe Stark has more upside. Now, if she keeps on botching simple-ass moves, she's going to be on a thin string. I don't think anything's going to happen to them this go-round, but they better start finding a way to get Paul Levesque's attention. Put Zoe Stark on the Intercontinental Champion now. Okay? Get what's her name? Shayna Baszler need to be running through somebody now. They do not need to be a tag team. Do not continue the Pure Fusion Collection experiment. It's done. Nobody wants to shoot their shot. Don't nobody want to fuck with the stud line. It's done. Give Shayna back her old gimmick of being a vampire. Let that bitch run around biting these girls and starting fights. I don't know. But I'm not really sure why everybody's just floored by Sonya Deville. What I don't want to happen to Sonya, please don't get over there with Mandy Rose, because I know y'all own a donut company and somehow you got your pussy bone broken open down to the OnlyFans. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Yes, Sonya Deville's a very sexy woman. She's a very good looking woman. I feel like she could find her place somewhere else. I would also say Sonya Deville would have been a very good GM in NXT. She was a GM on the main roster. Don't know why that fell through. Although she worked my fucking nerves with Naomi. That whole thing Vince McMahon was doing with Naomi and her was absolutely fucking ridiculous. That's enough. That right there, y'all could have fired her then. But I think she would have been a fantastic GM in NXT. I think she would have been. I think that was a failed opportunity that was right in front of them. And I could speculate the reason why is because Ava has to have a job because her daddy's The Rock. But that's a different conversation for a different day.
I mean, I was just disappointed that she was released. I really was. But however, yeah, she should. I agree. I've always said that she should have stayed as general manager on SmackDown, but NXT would have been a good feel for her. But I kind of like Ava as manager, just being honest. But Sonya Deville definitely would have took NXT to the storm if she was GM. But that would have been something that we have to try out in order for that to see if it will work out. You feel me? But I mean, again, NXT, I never really thought about that. I kind of would like it if she would just be manager of SmackDown. But, yeah, I mean, I get the idea, but I don't know about NXT, though. But that would have been good. That would have been a good idea. I mean, it would have been a tryout, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but again, yeah, they definitely failed her as GM because she could have been a great GM if they would have just kept her going. You feel me? I don't remember about the Naomi situation. I would have to look back. But I'm going to just tell you this right now. As for the OnlyFans thing going, no, bro, she's not going to go that route, okay? She's not going to go that route, all right? It's not going to happen. I mean, Shawty ain't going that route. I mean, I don't see it anytime soon. I don't see it. Okay, I don't believe she's going to go that route. I just don't think so. I mean, even if she wasn't a lesbian, I wouldn't see her go that route, you know? And again, I'm amazed she didn't get arrested, you know, for having that. I'm amazed she didn't mention the gun thing. You know, she should have mentioned the gun case, you know, when she got pulled over for a gun. She should have mentioned that. But, I mean, again, look, I mean, Sonya Deville went through a lot, you know what I mean, in her lifetime. And the fact that she even got screwed like this, I mean, they could have had. I was hoping when she came back that they would try to push her to a leadership, you know, to a leadership role. But I didn't know. Well, I didn't know she was gonna team up with Saya and Zoe. I thought she was just gonna like, you know, get into a management situation. But I didn't, you know. But it didn't work out. You know. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that shit sucked, man. You know. I don't know where she's gonna go from here. I'm hoping that she'll go to TNA. I don't know about AEW. I can't see her in AEW, but you know, I hope. I mean, at least at AEW, you could be free. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, with sexuality and whatnot. I mean, they got a tranny over there, so I ain't gonna say no names, but it's like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I was just hoping maybe she would do a podcast with Mandy Rose. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just have a girl, you know, just have a woman podcast, you know, because even though she got one with her husband, she can do one with her, you know? So I don't even know if they still running their donut shop. I got to check back, but I haven't seen them promoting it, but especially Mandy. But hey, man, it's amazing how they keep playing these silly ass games, bro. You know, like they really need a new writing team for real, because this shit this ain't good. This ain't looking good, man. And if Hunter keep this up, man, at some point the crew, you know, the people in the air, you know, the people in the how can I say it? If bro keep this up, some group of mob is gonna try to cancel him. And they're going to find a way, just like they did with Vince McMahon. So I just hope Triple H get his shit together, because if he don't, you know, they're going to screw him just like they did with Vince or something, you know. And I'm praying that don't happen, because he's been doing a lot for the company when it comes down to marketing and and promotions. You know what I mean? Like, he's been doing a lot of good for WWE when it comes down to marketing and promo. But when it comes down to bookings, he just suck at it. You know what I mean? Storylines and all that. And I hate to put the blame on him, but they saying I should. And I'm like, hey, listen, Hunter, I'll fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I just think you need a new bookkeeper. You know, you shouldn't be doing all the bookings. You should hire somebody to do it for you. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I can just tell it's hard for you, you know? You should just focus on the big stars, the ones you've been focusing on, and, you know, focus on the, you know, the mid cards. I think you should have somebody else focus on that. That's why I wish your wife. That's why I wish Stephanie McMahon would come back so that way she could run the women's division while you run the men's. You know, but she wants to be her mom, so hey, no judgment on that. You know, but hopefully we'll see her back. You know, at least that's what I hope. But in the meantime, this is what we got to deal with. So let's keep going.
Akam and Razor, I don't even know why they came back. Word on the street is they were stealing people's money. Word on the street is they had some ventures and shit going on outside of WWE, and some of the wrestlers were investing with them, and those wrestlers didn't get a return, so everybody was pissed off about it. Not really sure why they even got bought back. They got bought back with Paul Ellering, who also left, got fired, and moved on when AOP was called up under Vince McMahon. Paul Ellering was the manager to the Road Warriors, if I'm correct. Paul Ellering got a nice hefty check for a long time. He is legendary. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame. If not, go ahead and pull him in there. But what they had him doing was ridiculous. Well, it was ridiculous. He was just an old motherfucker walking around with a bunch of misfits. Last one. Before I even get into it, the thing I do got to touch on, I almost forgot. I don't want to see anything else with the Final Testament. You got rid of majority of them. Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. Scarlett need to fucking start wrestling. Because at this point, this bitch just getting a check. And y'all told me that you can't sit around getting a check. You got to pull your weight and it's a business. They need to find this bitch something to do. Because I'd be feeling some kind of way if I was the girls and she not in that ring taking bumps. Even fucking old girl who's a part of the Alpha Babes takes bumps. Maxine Dupree. Karrion Kross. Get this motherfucker up out of there. Does Triple H want to fuck him or something? Why is this man still on TV? Karrion Kross hasn't done nothing but grow his hair and talk shit. He don't wrestle. He don't got no storyline. He running around in people's face that he don't need to be. It's bizarre.
Hey, man, I don't know none of that shit she talking about, bro. I don't know shit. Okay, I fuck with the Final Testament, all right? I hate that they're gone because the Miz really need them, but now that they're gone, shit. The Miz is on his own at this point, you know? And, yeah, man, I feel bad for Paul and the AOP because I really did like the Final Testament, you know what I mean? I really was hoping that they will keep the Wyatt Six going until we get them passed on to the Judgment Day, you know? But it is what it is. I mean, I don't know what Karrion Kross is going to do, and including Scarlett. I mean, I was hoping both of them will, you know, start a beef with Liv and Dom or someone, you know what I mean? But, you know, unfortunately, it ain't going like that. So, you know, hope they do something, bro, because, you know, I don't want Karrion Kross to just be walking around. He got to do something. Otherwise, let him go, you know, along with Scarlett. You can't just let him go and then let his wife stay. That wouldn't be fair, would it? I mean, no. I mean, you know, either you do something with those two or you send them or you release them as well and have them go to AEW. I could see Karrion Kross in AEW along with his wife. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Karrion Kross and Scarlett at AEW, oh, they would dominate. yo, yo, Hunter, release them, man. Release those two, man. I can see them in AEW, man. Let's get that shit running, bro. Come on, man. Release those two, man. I want to see them in AEW, man. They would kill that. They would kill that motherfucker, man. I can see them. They would have been the most dominant couple in AEW, man. No cap, no cap. And they're married. And they're married for real, for real. Oh, I can see it, bro. It'll be dope. It'll be dope. But yeah, man. I mean, hopefully Karen Cross and Scarlett can do something, bro. Otherwise, they're gonna have to go to AEW because I can't see because I can see them at AEW, man. They would dominate. No cap. Let's get that shit running, bro. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Paul, man. Shout out to AOP, man. I hope they go to AEW or, you know. And yeah, I do agree. I don't know too much about Paul, but I do agree. If he's a manager for the Legion of Doom, yeah, he definitely should be inducted to the Hall of Fame, along with Triple H, Batista, John Cena, and Mickey James and Victoria, and et cetera, et cetera. You feel me? So yeah, I definitely I think he's rightfully earned. Maybe next year, I don't know, but yeah. Let's keep going. I want to hear what she got to say about Cedric Alexander. So let's go ahead and listen.
Wrap the shit up. Last one. Cedric Alexander. I went back in my catalog all the way to 2019, where I was advocating for Cedric Alexander to be treated better. I listened to my podcast, and child, when I tell you blast from the past, apparently at that time he was getting buried. Something was going on where Vince McMahon didn't see it for him, and he was supposed to get a push, and they took the push away, and it just didn't happen. Cedric Alexander is and was a cruiserweight champion for a while when they had the purple belt. Cedric Alexander is a fantastic wrestler, and I just never understood why he didn't get what he deserved. So here's the article from 2019, where I was talking about what Vince wanted to do. So the article says that Vince McMahon reportedly wants to bury Cedric Alexander. Okay, so Cedric Alexander had some ups and downs in WWE. He made such an impression at the Cruiserweight Classic in 2016 that fans chanted for WWE to sign him, and then Paul Levesque came out and made that clear that that was his plan. He joined the 205 roster. 205 Live, now looking back, was just such a missed opportunity, child. He finally got to win the then vacated Cruiserweight Championship on the kickoff show of WrestleMania 34. And they tore the house down, by the way. Held the belt until October 18th, Super Showdown, the one in Australia, not in Saudi Arabia, where he lost it to Buddy Murphy. Wow. He officially got called up to Raw that year, which was 2019. And after losing his debut match to Cesaro, he didn't really appear for a couple of months, aside from the occasional 24/7 championship segments. He then came back and briefly teamed up with Roman Reigns and even got in a singles victory against Drew McIntyre. After pinning AJ Styles in a 10-man tag team match, he got a last-minute shot at the United States title at Clash of the Champions that year in 2019, remember? But then the match ended up on a pre-show where Alexander not only lost clean to Styles, he got beaten up afterwards by the OC. Then on Raw that night that year, he got pinned by Styles again and then beaten up after the match. In this build into a babyface comeback, or should we just assume his push was over? Oh, apparently it was the push was over. So they said, word on the street, that at the time, executive director Paul Heyman liked Cedric and wanted to push him, but Vince McMahon has nixed those plans and wants Cedric's buried, hence his recent treatment. Yes, that's the same. They said, this is from Dave Meltzer, okay? They also said that we never see Luke Harper again, but whatever, Luke Harper returned immediately. But it's also the same Dave who was predicting the Goldberg match in SummerSlam long before nobody knew what was happening. So they just said, take it with a grain of salt. But in the meantime, we're just speculating on why Vince McMahon does not like Cedric Alexander. And I could speculate that maybe it's because he wasn't big and built like old boy who's now in the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley. Because you know Vince like him big, giant, and black, so he can name his dildo after him. But what I will say, and then we'll go wrap this up, is that Cedric actually has a hot seat waiting for him in AEW. Now, the only thing I want to say for Cedric is negotiate with the family in mind and negotiate and getting into motherfucking pockets. Run that motherfucker's pockets. Okay? Go on over there, join the Hurt Syndicate, the old band's back together, and get you at least 4-5 million. I don't give a fuck if people say he ain't worth that. It ain't nobody business. Run Tony Khan's pockets like everybody else does. Cedric Alexander at one point was going to be in a tag team with Ashanti Leodontis, but now Ashanti is apparently embroiled in some type of, fucking sex hot storyline with some girls over there on NXT. I don't know. Cedric, he is a fantastic wrestler. You can go back and watch him give Candice LeRae a lumbar check out of this world because she almost flew out the damn ring. He was very good in 205 Live. Them guys used to give some good ass shows. It was a point where 205 Live was better than the main roster for a few years. Anyway, I wish all these people the best, but give me a break. Out of these two, out of these people that got fired, it ain't but two that scratches your head a little bit, and that probably is Sonya Deville and Cedric Alexander. I'm scratching my head about Giovanni Vinci because I'd have booked the fuck out of him. But whatever the case may be, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments if you made it this far, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuce.
Yeah, we wish them all the best, but I do believe that some of them will go to TNA and AEW, and I do believe that Cedric Alexander will go to AEW and join the Hurt Syndicate, and Sonya Deville probably, I hope she will start a podcast with Mandy Rose, or go to TNA or AEW, and as for Bella Davenport and Ella Dawn, I think they're gonna go to TNA. If you ask me, I know it for sure. They're gonna go to TNA. And as for Javante, I don't know what to say about him. I don't know him, so maybe he might get on Chris's Van's podcast and explain everything of what happened behind the scenes and why he haven't been booked and why he hasn't got a storyline. Maybe he can explain on there. I'll definitely check it out. And as for AOP and Paul, I don't know what to say about them, but I think if AOP can go to AEW, that would be cool. And as for Paul, if he want to join with them, that's cool as well. But still a duck into the Hall of Fame if he was around at that time when Elijah Doom was around. And as for the OC, hopefully they'll still wrestle, wherever they go, I ain't gonna choose for them. If they can still wrestle and they're still alive and healthy and able to have the ability to wrestle, then yeah, go out and do what you do, and hopefully y'all come back so that way you can, team up with AJ and Finn, and hopefully Liv Morgan if, she's still around, and you guys can form the Bullet Club, man. I'm still waiting for that, So I'm hoping they'll come back, so we can see the Bullet Club, man, because I would love to see Liv and AJ and Finn working together and then have the OC with them. That would be dope, And we can forget about Michi because Michi doing all right. She don't really need the Bullet Club, She don't need to join. But yeah, man, I do wish everybody the best of luck, but best believe sure that some of them will go to AEW and TNA but I know one thing. They're definitely going to do an interview with Chris Van. They're definitely going to do it. At least one of them. I would love to see Sonya Deville. And we would definitely Javante. And hopefully the other two would do the same. This sucks, man. I'm amazed. It's crazy, man, because everybody's just getting released, and it's crazy. Even Electra Lopez even got released as well. Now, I'm amazed she haven't talked about her, but me and G-Man was just talking about it, and he thought of an idea where, she could have went after Lyra for the Intercontinental title, get transferred to Raw. But that didn't happen, so I'm just, she been around the boys for too long, you know what I'm saying? And y'all know what I'm talking about, so it sucks, man. But, I don't know what's going to go down, but, they keep this up, they're going to get a bad rap. And cancel culture is waiting for them to slip. Like, waiting. Because if they can get Vince, they can get Hunter too. So, I hope Hunter, figure it out and get a better creativity. Get a better writing team and come up with some ideas and get some creators. Because if you don't step your game up, then possibility they're going to try to cancel you to the point where they'll take away your position. And that's going to be horrible because Triple H is killing the marketing with WWE. It's just the creativity is just not there, and we could just tell. I mean, even when y'all saw the segment with Charlotte and Tiffany and Nia and Candice, like, the crowd was dead. They didn't start waking up until Alexa Bliss came out and her theme song started. So this is what C-Jack be talking about, man. And I just hope that Hunter step it up. Otherwise, it ain't gonna look good in the long run. I mean, hopefully this can last for 2 or 3 years, and I don't think WWE ain't going nowhere. I mean, it's still gonna be around, but the leadership is just I don't know. I ain't gonna talk about the leadership because I don't know, but the creativity is just trash, man. And we just I hope they get it together. Otherwise, it's just gonna get much, much worse. So I can imagine who else is gonna be released, but yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I don't have all the answers. I mean, we have ideas, but we're not the writers, so. But y'all comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. I mean, do y'all agree with the woman that just spoke? And do you think that some of the stuff she said is right, or do you think Shawty was just talking ish and she should have been a little bit more direct with it? I don't know. Y'all tell me down below. What do you guys think about the video I just reacted to, and what are y'all thoughts about the releases? I mean, get on the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll check y'all down below, all right? I'm out.